Okay, I'm live. Exciting. In my brand new setting, I have absolutely no idea if anyone is able to join, but hey, I see a connection. So, as I said in my posts, this is my very first time doing a live stream on YouTube, but I like it already. It's very user-friendly. And because of the current situation in the Netherlands, where children are home from school, schools are closed except for people in vital professions, my usual work from home room has been occupied by one of my bonus kids doing homework. So I'm here in my practice room, therapy, treatment room, whatever you call it, and also doing a mindfulness session here tonight, because with all the measurements, all the circumstances, my current mindfulness group training is also postponed. So, which means that I want to stay connected with my group, so I'll be connected with them online for the next 3 weeks for about an hour. And so I'll be doing my out-of-home mindfulness training. Okay, so I'm just going to get started with the meditation. So welcome for those of you that have joined the channel. I noticed that in the last few days I've spoken to a lot of people who, like me, feel overwhelmed slightly or maybe a lot about everything that's going on currently. And for me, what is important in those times is taking a step back and coming back to myself, to find that sort of the calm eye within the storm. And I figured now more than ever would be a time where we share this inner peace, this sense of calm together online in the community. So that's what I'm doing here. So for this meditation, for me meditation is what this brings is I'm inviting you to close your eyes if that feels comfortable. I'll be closing my eyes myself. If you prefer, you can lower your gaze. Whatever feels like the right thing to do for you right now. And making sure that you're in a comfortable seat that you can stick to for the next couple of minutes. And in any case, if you're comfortable now, but at some point you feel you're not so comfortable anymore, then of course feel free to change your posture, to re-evaluate and to make yourself more comfortable. And see if you can tune into your feet firstly. And by that I mean sensing, observing, recognizing whatever sensations are present for you in your feet currently in this moment. Maybe you're feeling temperature, maybe your feet are warm, or cold. Perhaps there's this sense of connection to the floor, your feet on the floor. Perhaps you're sensing the fabric of your socks or the way your feet are contained in your shoes. And you don't need to think about your feet. Seeing if you can distinguish between thinking about your feet or opening up to experiencing. So letting go of any conceptual idea of what feet should feel like. And then maybe moving your attention up through both of your legs to your sit bones, to your bum where it's touching your chair. Maybe here also sensing the weight of your seated body. Maybe sensing restlessness in the lower part of the body, or perhaps it's relaxed. And through connecting to this lower part of the body, also perhaps allowing yourself to take a deeper seat, to relax a bit more into your seat. Relaxing perhaps a bit more into the earth, into whatever material, whatever that posture. And then moving your attention up the spine all the way up towards the sky. And noticing your posture, making sure that your spine is upright and self-supported, but also relaxed. In this upright and relaxed position, perhaps means that your posture has a sense of dignity to it. As sitting here, grounded, centered. Although maybe your mind might not feel like that, but your body can be grounded and centered. And as you reach all the way towards the top of the spine, then also bringing into your awareness your shoulders and your arms and hands, resting on your legs or in your lap perhaps, sensing the weight. And bringing your attention further up to include your head on top of your torso. Seeing if maybe you can soften your face as best as you can. Softening your jaw if there's tension there. Exploring and perhaps softening the area around your eyes and your brow. And then from the top of your head, bringing your attention back into the whole seated body, sitting here. And just briefly bringing into your awareness any and all sensations present in your body right now. And if you're noticing there's any tension in the body that's not necessary to help you seat it upright, to help you keep your seat, then seeing if you can relax a bit more by exhaling a little bit deeper for a couple of times. And maybe you're noticing that as you're tuning into the body like this, that the mind has wandered off. The mind is busy, perhaps lots of thoughts, turbulence. And that's understandable and that's perfectly natural. The mind tends to wander off. It's what it's designed to do as well. And if that happens, then bringing your attention back into the body, the seated body, and seeing if you can have this internal posture of friendliness and patience when you bring your attention back. It's the noticing of the distraction as much as the posture, the attitude of bringing back your attention that matters. And by practicing this in meditation, you'll see results of that outside of the meditation as well. So you're training patience and friendliness. And you're training to bring a bit of space between your thoughts, your busy mind, and your response to it. And then as a next step, bringing your attention towards the movement of the breath in the body. And following each inhale for its full duration and each exhale for its full duration. And again, if you notice the mind wandering, then bringing your attention back, friendly, and hopefully slightly peacefully as well. We're relaxing back into focusing on the breath. And trying to see where you notice the breath most clearly. That's the most easy anchor for your attention. Maybe you're sensing the breath very clearly at the nostrils. Slightly cooler air moving in through the nose and warmer coming out, warmed by the temperature of your body. Maybe you're sensing your breath most clearly in the throat, perhaps in your chest, the rising and falling of the rib cage, or in your belly. The belly that inflates like a balloon when oxygen enters and deflates back towards the spine. or if you're struggling a little bit with finding that one place where you can follow the breath, then it could be helpful to place a hand on your belly and just following the rising and falling of your hand. Following each in-breath and each out-breath. And also noticing whenever the mind has wandered off, acknowledging where it went, and bringing your attention back, relaxing your attention back. And 100 times distracted is 100 times patiently and friendly, bringing your attention back. And then letting go of the attention on the breath and bringing your attention to the sense of hearing, to sounds. And rather than searching for sounds around you, seeing if you can just let sounds come to you. Sounds from within the body, perhaps, rumbling of the stomach, or other sounds from near you, within the space that you're sitting in the room. Sounds from further away, outside of your room, somewhere else in the building or outside perhaps. And noticing sounds within sounds perhaps, or the silence between sounds. Letting whatever sounds arise be the anchor of your attention. And noticing how sounds arise, stay a while, and then disperse. And also noticing whenever the mind has wandered off, perhaps wandered off into thinking about a sound, and seeing if you can notice how listening to sounds is different from thinking about sounds. And bringing your attention back whenever it's wandered. And then letting your attention on sounds move towards the background. And bringing your attention to thoughts, to observing thoughts. And noticing perhaps how busy the mind is, if you hadn't already, or perhaps the mind goes quiet the moment you bring the spotlight of attention specifically onto and onto thoughts. And in observing your thoughts, and also in observing your emotions, perhaps using the metaphor of the mind being the blue sky, clear and blue, and your thoughts and also your emotions, they are clouds passing by in the sky. Sometimes fluffy clouds, and sometimes dark clouds, rain clouds, thunderstorm clouds. But behind the clouds, the mind is clear and blue. And perhaps the same way as with sounds, you're noticing that also thoughts and emotions, they arise and they linger, maybe shorter, maybe longer, and then they disperse again. And perhaps you also notice at some point that you've hopped onto a cloud, you're immersed in it, and it's carrying you away. And the moment you're noticing this, you're making a conscious choice for yourself. Maybe observing the thought itself, whatever it takes for you, and then taking a step back. Going back into observing all thoughts arising and dispersing. And perhaps it's helpful for you to label your thoughts. Planning, remembering, worrying. Labeling them so you can stay in your observer role. Maintain a bit of space between yourself and your thoughts. Even if it's difficult, even if the mind is full of thoughts and emotions perhaps. And there's a strong tendency to hop onto that train of thoughts, consciously or unconsciously. Whenever you're noticing it's happening, taking a step back, moving back into your observer role. And then for the final moments of this meditation, if you feel inclined to do so, sending yourself some messages of self-care, maybe placing your hands on your heart or anywhere else on the body to give yourself some extra nourishing in these turbulent times with all the uncertainty and the not knowing that we're facing, or at least that we might think we're facing. And also bringing that message of self-care wider into the world. I'd like to use the words of one of my teachers, Tara Brach, to close this meditation. Maybe you'd like to quietly whisper them in your mind or out loud with me. May all living beings be free from pain. May all living beings be held in loving attention. May all living beings be filled with loving attention. May all living beings experience calm and natural peace. And may all living beings be free. And in your own time, opening your eyes again and closing this meditation the way you feel is the right way for you. Thank you very much.